Hello all, Dominic Trophy here, welcome to another video, and welcome to a new exciting video after a short week, bit of a break off, you know what I mean, from making videos and stuff. I know it's a little bit different and stuff, but yeah, I'm finally back, you know, making videos again and stuff, and hope to look forward to my return after the week off and stuff. If you wondered how my week was, it was okay. It was more frantic and crazy, so it was, and a bit just horrible, if you want to say that. The reason being was that me and my family had a bit of a crisis with my uncle and my granddad and stuff, but luckily we got everything sorted, and we're all happy about that, so we are and stuff. It was just craziness, so it was and stuff. But apart from that, like I said, got it fully sorted and back to normal now, which is really good. And I'm back to normal making new videos again. So yeah, this one is finally the review of the Xbox One. Actually, one thing I want to say before I start is hope things are going well for all of you and in life, and I hope you had a great weekend as well and stuff. I know it felt a bit weird and different for me to not make videos last week and stuff, but I bet a lot of you will be glad to see Dominic back, you know what I mean? Like, yes, finally, Dominic's back! Oh, that is good, you know what I mean? So yeah, it wouldn't shock me if any of you actually counting the days down. But apart from that, hope things are going well for you in life overall. So yeah, this is finally going to be the video review of the Microsoft Xbox One. As you can see, this is actually the Xbox One S. I don't own an original Xbox One, and I also don't own an Xbox One X, just in case you were curious. I own the Xbox One S, and that's it, so it is. So yeah, look at the console itself, and my thoughts on the console is, I think it's a really stylish console. Pardon me. I think the look of it is beautifully designed. It feels something that, like one of these higher up fashion companies would have made. It's just stylish in its own way. And I think it's a big improvement from the Xbox One, the original model, which was jokingly named like looking like a VHS player. I think the look of it is definitely a huge improvement. It really is. So that's really good on Microsoft making that stuff. So we'll look at the front of it. Now, obviously, on there you've got the disk drive to put the games in and stuff. So you have. You've got a button here to eject the discs. You've got a USB port on there. So you have. And you've also got a sync button, and you've also got an IR blaster. So, for example, if you want to use the Xbox remote, if you want to watch your films or whatever, you can do that. And that's there. So it is. And you've also got a clickable button. Now, this is one thing I quite like with this, is because the original Xbox One just had a sort of like touchpad interface. So it's sort of like you just touched it to turn it on. And to go from a sort of touchpad to a clickable button is, again, a nice little touch to it, and I quite like that. On the side of it, you've just got vents, so you do. On there, you've just got same vents, so you do. And on the back of it, you've got the more interesting stuff. You've got the power port to plug the console in. You've got two HDMIs. One is an HDMI out to connect to the television, and the other one is the HDMI in, which where you can connect any sort of HDMI capable or compatible device. So, for example, if you want to connect, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, Nintendo Switch, maybe your Fire TV, I don't know, but any device that uses HDMI, you can connect to it and, yeah, you know what I mean, use it that way, which is really good. And that's also on the Xbox One X as well, if you're curious. You've also got two USB ports on there, so you do. You also have an IR out, an SPDIF, and an Ethernet port. So you've got the IR out there, the SPDIF, and you've also got the Ethernet port. So for example, if you don't want to use a Wi-Fi connection or wireless connection, you can actually connect it to with a wired connection, and you'll be good to go, which is nice like that. Yeah, that's it for the console really and stuff. If you are curious about the HDMI in, I've actually used this a couple of times, so I've used it because I've connected my NES Classic to it, my Super Nintendo Classic. I've even connected my Ouya to it, so I did, just to see what it's like, you know what I mean, and it works fine, so it does. So yeah, just in case you were curious about that and stuff. Other things I want to talk about is a media player back, because obviously you can play CDs, you can play DVDs, Blu-rays and 4K Blu-rays. I've tried out the CD, DVD and Blu-ray player back on it. CDs play fine, so they do, because again you can play CDs on it, CDs. DVDs play quite nice, so I think they sort of like upscale on it. And with me, I have a 1080p television, so I do. And they play quite well. You can definitely see the sort of upscaling with it, which is really, really nice and stuff. Blu-rays, I think, you know, play nice on it, so they do, which is quite cool and stuff. But usually, I usually always use my dedicated Blu-ray player and stuff. But again, that's just me and stuff. I know a lot of people might buy one of these Xboxes and buy a PlayStation, whatever, and they might play the DVDs or the Blu-rays on it and stuff. But yeah, but I always like to play, you know what I mean, my Blu-rays on my dedicated, you know what I mean, Blu-ray player. So I do. Blu-rays, like I said, they play quite nice. They do. They play fine. So they do. 4K Blu-rays, I've actually not tested out. I've actually not tried that out. So I cannot actually, you know, talk about that, so I cannot. Just in case if anyone's actually curious about that. So the 4K Blu-ray playback, I cannot give any sort of comment because I've not used it. So just in case you wondered, I'm sorry about that. Now, one thing I'll talk about is the controller, which is this. Now, the look of the controller looks quite nice, so it does. I think from what I've heard, it actually improved a lot since the Xbox One, the original Xbox One. Because I think when that first came out, it didn't have like the headphone jack port on it and all sorts of stuff. I think they slightly changed it over time, so I did. I've not used that control, so I cannot comment about this. Comment about that. This is the only control I've actually tried on the Xbox One. So the look of it, you've got the home button on there. You've also got the menu and I think the screenshot, I don't know, those two buttons in the middle. You've got the analog sticks, you've got the D-pad, which feel nice to do, and you've also got the Y, B, A and X buttons there as well. Quite colourful, so it's a really, really nice design and stuff. I think obviously with it being a white control, it sort of like shines out, like stands out. It's really, really nice, and I like that. I really, really do. Pardon me, sorry. On the top of it, you've also got the LT and RT buttons on there. So you do, and you also have the RB and LB buttons on top. So they do. As a controller, it feels quite nice in the hands. You know what I mean? I think all the buttons operate as usual, which is really, really nice, and I like that. So I do. And on the top of it, you've got a sync button, and you've also got a micro USB port to connect a cable to it, so you have. Now, on the back of it, you've got a battery port on it, so you have. Now, about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks even, I did eventually buy myself a battery pack, so I did. The way I've been playing the Xbox One, you know, I've just been pretty much connecting a micro USB cable to it, because I've actually only ever used one pair of batteries with the console, with the controller, sorry, which was packed in with the console when I first bought it. And this is one thing I really, really don't like with the Xbox One, is that it uses batteries. Now, again, you can buy a battery pack, which is quite nice and stuff, But it's a bit of an inconvenience, that's so it is and stuff. I know people might say, well, you can just buy, you know, batteries and all that sort of stuff, but it all adds up, you know what I mean, and stuff. And it's quite, you could sort of say it's a bit of, it sort of makes Microsoft look a bit like a bit of a laughing stock, because you look at, for example, Sony, PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4, and even PS4 Pro, if you want to say that, all three of those have had a built-in battery pack in their controller. Sony's been doing that since 2006. Nintendo has been doing it since 2012 with the Wii U and the Switch, but Microsoft doesn't. You know what I mean? And that's one thing that really hurts this console, is if they actually included or, you know, put a battery pack in the controller, you know, things might be different. You know what I mean? That's why I really hope with the next generation Xbox 2, whatever the heck they call it, that they eventually include a battery pack. You know what I mean? That is one thing that's really holding this controller back. You know what I mean? And it's just a shame. It really, really is. And yeah, you know what I mean? It's unfortunate. Now, on the bottom of it, you've got a headphone jack, and you've also got the port for the headset, I think. That's what you got there and stuff. Because the times I've actually ever played Xbox or used Xbox Live on this, I just connect my headset to the let's wait, but back in a minute. Hey, back, sorry. Yeah, sorry about that. I just wanted to wipe my face. I'm getting a bit warm. I also got a quick drink of water as well, so sorry about that. So yeah, as I was saying, headphone jack and the port for the headphones, the headset that Microsoft gives you and stuff. Yeah. So yeah. But yeah, as I was saying, with the Xbox Live when I've used it and stuff, I always use my headset because it's just a lot easier, so it is, and yeah, it's quite nice that way and stuff. So yeah, the controller, it's a nice controller, it really, really is and stuff. Again, the battery pack thing is a bit of a letdown for this controller, and it's a shame, it really, really is. Now, other things I want to talk about this. Other things I want to talk about is backwards compatibility. Now, as we all know, the Xbox One has backwards compatibility. It's had it for near 4 years, so it has since June 2015. And yeah, it's a pretty cool, you know, thing to have and stuff. That it basically has the ability to play Xbox 360 and original Xbox games, which is quite nice. But the problem with it is it's actually not the full library. And I think it would have been nice. I understand why, because both the original Xbox and the 360 games both run through their own separate emulator. And basically people need to vote on what games they want to see on the compatibility list, which is a nice thing to do, but it makes it worse for a lot of games that might have not become a lot, might have never, you know, seen the popularity they needed. And the problem with it is that also licensing is a big problem, because there might be certain companies that might not want these old games become compatible on the Xbox One. So because of that, a lot of those games end up being left out, and, you know what I mean, making you obviously, you know, keep the old hardware out, which I know a lot of people don't like, because they like the ease of access of backwards compatibility. But because the fact it's emulated, you probably will never ever see every original Xbox game or every 360 game compatible on the Xbox One, which is a bit of an unfortunate thing about it, but you've got to understand that. Licensing hurts these older games, and even it hurts, for example, PS2 classics on PlayStation 4, because not every PS2 game is purchasable on the PlayStation 4's digital store. The way that works is that Sony needs to get licensing from these companies to get these games playable on their system, which is a bit of a shame, really, you know what I mean? And that's just how it goes and stuff. For the times I played on it, played the backwards compatibility on it, it's pretty cool, you know what I mean? It's a nice thing to have and stuff, but it's something I really don't use as much nowadays and stuff, and that's just the way it goes. The 360 compatibility plays, you know what I mean, a little bit. It's slightly enhanced on the Xbox One, and it looks pretty good, so it does. The original Xbox compatibility is where it flipping shines, because those games are emulated and enhanced extremely well on the Xbox One hardware. Now, I don't know what it looks like on the X, because I don't own one. But those games look like they've been flipping remastered. They really, really do. And it's a nice thing, you know what I mean, to play and stuff. Because I played Fusion Frenzy on the Xbox One, and it looks like it's been remastered that well. It's really, really good. And I think the work that Microsoft and their team have put into it is fantastic. You know what I mean? It really, really is great on that, and I love that. I really, really do. Now, one thing I want to talk about is my experience of this console and stuff. Now, I do remember when it was first announced back in 2013, and I was really looking forward to this, to the Xbox One when it first came out and stuff. I liked the look of it and stuff, you know. Obviously, people did joke about it looking like a VHS player. But I liked the look of it, and I thought, oh, this looks really, really cool and stuff. And I thought, oh, I can't wait to get this. And then we found out what Microsoft was going to be doing with the whole, you know, always-on DRM, where you would have to basically have the console connected to the internet at all times. And that really, really annoyed me. So it did. Because at the time, my family and I, we didn't really have you know what I mean, the best internet at the time, you know what I mean? And I was quite worried if it cut out. And that's why I thought, you know what, I don't want this console anymore. And that's what happened. I didn't, you know, get one and stuff. And then, you know what I mean, you had the whole thing with Don Matrick when he told people, well, if you got no internet, just buy an Xbox 360, which, again, was not a good move to do. That's not a good thing to say to people and stuff. And, again, people are like, do you know what, screw that. So I thought, do you know what, I don't want an Xbox One. And then after a while, they eventually, you know, changed their ways and said, okay, we're going to get rid of the always-on DRM. You don't have to be connected to the internet all day, all 24 hours. But the way it works that you just have to connect to the internet once. Once you're done, you can connect it offline and you can play it, which is good. Do you know what I mean? And that's when it really, really excited me. So I wanted to get one after a while and stuff. And there were games coming out that really, really excited me and stuff. And years later, I was actually thinking about getting one. Now, back in 2016, when I was working, I was actually looking into buying one, so I did. And there were two consoles I actually would sort of choosing which one to get. Either a new 3DS or an Xbox One. Because at that point, the Xbox One S had been out. And the original Xbox One was getting a lot more cheap. I remember some stores were selling it for like £200 to the one. I thought, that's not bad. And I ended up leaving it, so I did. And then later on, I bought a new 3DS. So then we come to the end of 2016, so after Christmas, and I'm planning to buy a new console. I get a bit of Christmas money, and I think, which one do I want? Because at that point, the Wii U was pretty much, you know what I mean, on its last legs. There weren't much coming out for it. And also the Nintendo Switch was on the way. So I thought, well, which one, you know, of these one I'd definitely get? I thought, I'll get one now, and then maybe later on I'll get another one. So I chose between PlayStation 4 and obviously the Xbox One. And I chose the PlayStation 4, and I thought I definitely get an Xbox One down the line. So I think it was during Black Friday 2017, I got the Xbox One S. So I did. I had a bit of money and stuff, a little bit of savings and all that sort of stuff. And I thought, do you know what? I'll pick one up, you know what I mean? And I did, you know what I mean? And I was really, really happy with the Xbox One. So I did, and it was a really, really nice, you know, pickup and stuff. And when I first bought it, I didn't I didn't have any Xbox One games. I just played a few 360 games and an original Xbox game on it, because I didn't have anything for it. Then, you know, down the line, I bought games for it and stuff, and I really, really enjoyed it and stuff. At first, I was quite unsure whether or not to actually, get one and stuff. But I thought, do you know what? There's some content on here that really, really interests me, and I bought it and stuff. And I played some great games. I played, third-party games on it. I played a lot of, fantastic first-party games. And even though the Xbox One doesn't really, get any true exclusives, I know it does have about maybe, I think I read the video, I think it's got about maybe seven true exclusives. But the problem with those is they're all old games. So they're from like 2014, 2015, and I think even 2013. But looking past that, the first party games that come out are actually quite good. I think there's some great ones in there that I like. I think Super Lucky's Tale is a fantastic game. Great platform. That's something that we definitely need to see more on the Xbox consoles. That we need to see a lot more of those 3D platformers. I understand not everyone likes them, but they are flipping great games. I know that PlayStation has they had Knack, so they did, which was quite good as well. Cuphead, I played that a couple of weeks ago. Pure fantastic. It can get a little bit, tricky and stuff, but it's a fantastic game. It's a really, really good game and stuff. I was playing it when I first bought it again a couple of weeks ago. I was playing it, I think I played about an hour, and that time went like that, quite quick. I thought, this is fantastic. And I like with the main character of the game, the main characters, is that they shoot the enemies like clicking the fingers. Like literally click the fingers. I can't properly click mine, but I like that they literally just click the fingers and like lasers come out. It's just, it's just a fantastic game. I just love that. I really, really do. And there's even other games that I've, tried that are, first party games. I played a bit of Quantum Break, which I'll have to get back onto that. It's actually not bad, actually. Rare Replay, fantastic. Crackdown 3 is one that I want to definitely get. 'Cause that definitely excited me a lot, so I did. I know there's Ori and the Black Forest, I think it is. I've not played that. That's something I want to play. Ori and the Will of the Wisps, the sequel, that's coming out this year and stuff. And just other games that just excite me, really, really does and stuff. And I think on some level, I do think the Xbox One is quite an underrated console. It really, really is. Because I think with the, the whole mess-ups, yes, Microsoft did mess up at first and stuff. They, they have sort of changed their ways and stuff. Even though they, even though they have lacked in exclusive content and stuff. But there's a lot of great content on this. And I know even though you've got the games on PC, it sort of gives you a bit of a nice console experience. And that's, a nice thing to say about it and stuff. It's a really, really good console. It's not my favourite, but I quite like it and stuff. And it's definitely well worth checking out. It really, really is. Because that's the problem the Xbox One is. It needs games and stuff. But with a successor maybe coming out next year or something, it feels like maybe it's sort of too little too late now. You know what I mean? But it's a shame, really. You know what I mean? But it's a good console. I'm having fun on it and stuff. And that's how it goes and stuff. I think even, for example, Sea of Thieves. I started playing that a couple of weeks ago, and that's actually not a bad game. It really, really isn't. But, yeah, Xbox One, I think it's a pretty cool platform and stuff, and, yeah, I really, really like it and stuff. And I just want to say, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you're glad to see me back and, back up and running and all that sort of stuff, and the usual and stuff. And I just want to say thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll be making another video shortly after this about an upcoming video that I just want to inform you all about. So I do. Just want to say thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I know I've already said that and stuff. Hope you're glad to see me back and making new videos and stuff. And as I just said, I'll be making a short video after this. So we'll be. Alex will be back on Friday. I think he'll be glad to be back making new videos. And I'll also be back on Saturday as well. Thank you all for watching. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'll see you all later. Bye.